At Google, 75% of new code and the ones hit hardest were the top-rated freelance.
So handing things over to AI is actually making...
You're not throwing it away, you're shifting.
Over the past year, I've barely written any code myself, thanks to AI. Regex, SQL, Markup. AI writes all of it for me now. So what's Sharina's market val? You even going to look like from here?
The data's actually already starting to answer that. At Google, 75% of new code is AI generated now. The rarity of just being able to code is collapsing. Employment for engineers aged 22 to 25 is already down about 20% from its peak.
Wait, junior devs are already getting cut.
In the freelance market, income for AI-affected roles has already started dropping.
Sharina's genuinely worried whether she'll still have a job in 5 years.
Yeah, work is shifting fast because of AI. Let's look at which skills are losing demand, and which people might be next. The stuff you've been handing off to AI. Regex, SQL Markup, plus A11Y settings, right?
Yeah, all the things I used to say, I can do this, about in interviews.
According to a Stack Overflow survey, 84% of developers are using AI tools or plan to.
So not using them is the minority now.
Right? So being able to write it became the baseline, not something that sets you apart anymore. Supabase actually asked, what are you still doing by hand that AI can't do? And Regex, SQL, Markup, none of them showed up in the replies.
So they are not even on the list of the things AI can't do anymore.
And hiring managers have no real reason to evaluate that on its own anymore either.
So putting it on a resume doesn't count as an edge anymore.
Not on its own, no. The evaluations shifted from, can you do it, to can you verify the result? A skill's price comes down to how few people can do it, times how much it's needed. When AI makes it possible for people who can't do it to do it anyway, that first factor, the rarity, disappears.
So the skill itself is still there, but its value vanishes first.
Wharton, the business school at Penn, actually put numbers on this. After ChatGPT launched, freelancers in affected roles saw their monthly income drop by 52%. Job volume dropped 2% overall, and writing gigs specifically dropped around 33%.
A third of writing work just gone.
And the ones hit hardest were the top-rated freelancers.
Wait, isn't that backwards? Shouldn't the best people take less damage?
The top tier was charging a premium for being skilled. Once AI raised the average, that premium, that gap, is what disappeared.
So the part you built up the hardest is the first thing that gets cut.
And it's not just freelancing. A Stanford research team analyzed payroll data covering millions of people. In roles with high AI exposure, employment growth for younger workers was down 13% relative to other roles.
Relative, meaning compared to other job types?
Right? It's the gap after controlling for company-specific factors. So AI impact stands out more clearly. In the same roles, experienced workers stayed flat or even grew.
Right. It's the gap after controlling for company-specific factors. So AI impact stands out more clearly.
The drop is concentrated in roles where AI automates rather than augments. Things like software engineering or customer service.
So work AI can fully replace, not just assist with.
Indeed's data shows the same pattern. Developer employment for ages 22 to 25 is down about 20% from its peak at the end of 2022. Meanwhile, high AI exposure workers over 30 are up 6% to 12%.
This isn't a 5 years from now thing. It's already happening. Augment and automate, those terms came up earlier too. How do I even tell which side my own job falls on?
Anthropic's economic index is actually useful for that. It's a report that analyzes cloud usage data. Coding is Claude's single biggest use case, and the share of fully delegated tasks keeps climbing.
So more people are just handing it off, instead of working through it together.
If you look at enterprise API usage specifically, around 75% is automation type.
3 out of 4. Fully outsourced.
Work where you talk it through with AI still needs human judgment, so it sticks around. But work you can hand off entirely starts losing value the moment you hand it off.
So the tasks at the top of the delegation list are exactly the ones in the danger zone.
It's worth going through your own task list and coding each one as augment or automate. If it's mostly automate colored, that's probably worth pausing on.
Sharina's list is probably all automate. I need to build up the augment side. AI reshaping value. That's not exactly a new story, right?
Right. Technology swallowing a skill has happened over and over throughout history. But with AI, the speed at which things disappear is completely different. Do you know what a telephone operator was?
The people who manually connected calls, right? I've seen it in movies.
At the peak in the 1940s, AT&T alone, just one phone company in the US, employed 350,000 operators. The automatic switchboard showed up in 1892, but the last manual switchboard in the US didn't disappear until 1983.
Wait, it took 90 years after the technology existed.
Yeah, back then, just rewiring switchboards across the whole country took decades on its own. But that replacement speed keeps accelerating with each era. There's a similar story in Japan too, Typesetters. There was a company called Shaken, the biggest phototypesetting machine maker. In the 1980s, 70% of printed material used Shaken's typefaces. In 1986, Adobe approached them about a partnership around PostScript, which became the foundation of DTP. Shaken turned it down. They were at their peak. 12 years later, in 1998, Morisawa overtook them in sales.
So a printing company turned down the future of printing itself.
By the way, computer used to be a job title. People who did calculations by hand. Once electronic computers showed up, the job vanished in 15 to 20 years.
The lag before things disappear keeps getting shorter, doesn't it?
Telephone operators, 90 years. Human computers, 15 years. Typesetters, 12 years. The AI wave might be even shorter than that.
Okay, so the job disappeared. But what happened to the people who were doing it?
Some of them had somewhere to go next, some didn't. In 1946, the world's first electronic computer, ENIAC, started running in the US. The first 6 people to become programmers on ENIAC were all former human computers.
So the people who got replaced became the first experts in what replaced them.
One of those 6 later described herself this way: I was the first computer to become obsolete.
That's playing on both meanings of computer, the job title, and the machine?
Typists went through an interesting shift too. It disappeared as a dedicated role, but typing itself became something everyone does.
So the skill didn't vanish, it just got redistributed to everyone.
Typesetters slid over into DTP operators. They could move into an adjacent field. Telephone operators were the exception, though. There was no adjacent field to move into. So the job just disappeared entirely.
What made the difference?
It wasn't the skill on its own. It was whether they had something that could carry over into the next job.
So what's the next skill likely to fade?
We can only really guess based on what's already faded. Remember the title, Prompt Engineer.
That's the one where job postings exploded back in 2023, right?
Search volume on Indeed dropped to less than a fifth of its April 2023 peak.
And everyone was hyping it as this brand new high-paying role.
In a Microsoft survey of over 30,000 people across 31 countries, it ranked second from the bottom among roles companies planned to expand.
But the prompting skill itself is still being used, right?
That's the interesting part. The number of job postings listing prompt engineering and skills actually went up to 5x. The title died, but the skill got absorbed into other roles.
Same path as typists then.
I think what's next is whatever's currently at the top of the list of tasks, people actually hand off to AI. Boilerplate implementation, assembling CRUD, stuff whose whole value was I can write it fast.
That's pretty much what Sharina's been good at.
Also basic code review, and memorizing syntax and framework details. Skills that can be checked mechanically are the first to lose their value.
I want a refund on all that framework knowledge I worked so hard to memorize.
The World Economic Forum projects that 39% of workers' core skills will be outdated by 2030.
So in 5 years, I'll have to redo today's whole inventory.
And graphic designer just got added to the list of rapidly declining roles. Generative AI is explicitly named as the reason.
Everyone kept saying creative work was safe.
If you get complacent thinking AI has no creativity, you might end up on the same path as Shaken.
I thought the deal was SQL and Markup are basically all AI job now.
Turns out it's not that simple. There's this text-to-SQL benchmark called BERT. Even the top-performing system only hits around 82% execution accuracy. The human baseline is 93%, so there's still an 11-point gap.
82% sounds high, but that means it fails once every 5 or 6 tries, right?
Simple queries are already eaten, but complex queries are still in the it's only a matter of time zone.
What about Regex? I've completely handed that over to AI.
Writing it by hand definitely lost its value, but there's still another job left. AI-generated Regex can carry a vulnerability called redo-s, where certain inputs make the processing hang.
So you can let AI write it, but you still have to check whether it's safe yourself.
A11Y is even more serious. There's a survey called the Web AIM Million that audits the top million sites every year. In the 2026 report, the average page had 56.1 errors, a 10.1% increase year over year.
Wait, it got worse? Not better.
The report names vibe coding, meaning AI-assisted coding, as a factor driving that decline.
So handing things over to AI is actually making web accessibility worse across the board.
Which means the value of people who can actually verify it is going up. The line is simple: generation gets eaten, verification and judgment are still on the human side.
All this talk about what's getting eaten is kind of getting me down.
There are skills where demand's actually going up, though. In a Stack Overflow survey, 46% of developers said they don't trust AI accuracy, but 84% use it anyway.
Not trusting it but using it anyway, that sounds kind of precarious.
That's exactly why demand for people who can verify it keeps climbing. The biggest complaint was almost right but not fully right. At 66%, 45% said debugging AI-generated code actually takes them more time.
People who can tell right from wrong are in serious short supply.
In Superbase's reply thread, people listed what AI still can't do: requirements definition, coordinating with stakeholders, and signing off on AI output.
All of those involve people actually hashing things out with each other.
What they have in common is verification and knowing where the trust boundary sits, whether you can understand the business requirements and judge AI output. According to Indeed's data, dev job postings recovered 15% after Claude Code came out. 71% of that recovery was senior roles. 37% had AI right in the job title.
So the value didn't disappear, it just moved. So junior hiring is down, but senior roles are flat or even growing. But experienced people being safe isn't just about having more years under their belt, right?
Francois Collett, the creator of the Keras machine learning library, made an interesting point about that. Up until last year, weak AI was a tool that raised the floor for people who weren't very skilled. Even people who weren't great at this could put out decent results. But today's strong AI flips that around. It's become a tool that accelerates the high-skilled tier instead.
So it went from raising the floor to stretching the ceiling.
People are saying senior devs' development speed is back to competing with mid-level devs. What makes an experienced person valuable isn't that they can write code. It's that they can judge AI output and take responsibility for it.
So as long as you're the one holding verification and sign off, you're safe.
Though years of experience alone won't protect you, the line gets drawn by what you're actually competing on.
What happens to experienced people who dump verification and design onto AI too?
They just end up joining the list of people whose value is dropping.
Maybe I should stop handing off debugging and reviews to AI too. Honestly, today's talk got me kind of down.
But it's not like the skills themselves went to waste. Regex and SQL. It's precisely because you can write them that you can catch AI mistakes.
Oh, right. The knowledge you learned still works, just on the verification side.
You're not throwing it away. You're shifting where you use it from building to catching. That's ultimately why junior hiring dropped, while experienced people didn't.
So the money follows judgment, not the ability to write code.
Some jobs disappeared, like switchboard operators, but human computers became the first specialists of the next era. The dividing line was whether you could carry what you had into the next job.
So for me, it comes down to whether I can turn everything I worked hard to learn into verification skill.
That's probably what decides whether you still have a job 5 years from now.
No time to be anxious. I'm going to go look at today's PR review with my own eyes properly.